Hi. I disappeared from YouTube for almost 2 months. I'm really sorry about that, but I'm back. Hello? I've been trying to figure out how to come back in a dramatic, authentic way, but to be honest, any kind of frills that I put on it just makes it more and more daunting to try to make a video again. So I'm just gonna fill you in on what's been going on. We'll start with the work stuff and then we'll go into the personal stuff. Have a fun. Do y'all like this new setup? Cause I do. So the main reason that I have disappeared from the YouTubes is that I am making an album. I used to be very skeptical of artists that would like disappear forever and work on their music and then reappear, and now I'm like, oh, I get it now. It's a lot easier to figure out what you want to say without feeling like you have to say something all the time. I am also learning that writing the kind of music that I want to write and making the kinds of music videos and longer form just YouTube videos that I want to make takes a lot of time. God, this stuff takes time. More time than I want it to. Dang it. So that's the main thing. I want to take the time to make stuff that is better than anything I've ever made. So that's what I've been doing. Hopefully. I hope so. That's a bold statement, but we're gonna make it! At this point, I'm really pouring all of my resources into the music itself because that is the foundation of everything. And so as a result, I'm scheming. My little brain is just like about how I can do pretty much everything else myself on like a shoestring, making like crazy music videos with special effects just with like me and somewhere I can record for free. Like it's fun. I love working within limitations. That's fun for me because if I don't know how to do something and I like have to do it myself, I have to learn how to do it. And that's what I love about my job is that I feel like I'm constantly learning new things, and that is so exciting to me. Speaking of which, I took an online production class. Highly recommend Andrew Huang's monthly class. It's super good. And now I can kind of produce my own music. That's wild. Now that I can get stuff that's in my head out of my head and into something that my more experienced producers can listen to and be like, oh, we get what you mean. It's so great. I can't even begin to tell you the satisfaction that I experience when I produce a good demo. It's just like, it's so great. I love it so much. I highly recommend if you are putting anything that you want to learn on the back burner, oh my god, just do it. Just like learn something new. It's great. As another way to continue to exercise my creativity while I was taking a bit of a YouTube break, I've been on TikTok a lot, and I love it there. I have a strong sense of loyalty to YouTube and the community that I've built there, but TikTok is super fun. I feel like I'm meeting new members of my crew of folksy musical theater people so easily on that app. The culture on TikTok in general, but also the specific sides of TikTok, really celebrate the kinds of things that I like to make, and that's super empowering because I'm like, oh, I can make this kind of thing, like a folksy music video, and people will watch it. Like, it's really exciting. It's a really special platform with a really special music community on there. So yeah, it's good stuff. Go follow me there. As far as life outside of work, the personal stuff, I've been going back and forth safely between New York and DC. My community in DC is a little bit more COVID safety friendly in the way that I want to be, which is quite strict. If there's anybody out there who has been struggling with this pandemic with a best friend or a partner or family and not quite seeing eye to eye on how to keep each other safe, I am so sorry. That is just one of the ways that the pandemic has messed with us and is messing with our relationships, and I mean, just in ways that we are only starting to unpack and will not fully unpack for a really long time. I get how hard that is, and if you are sticking true to how you want to keep yourself safe, God bless you. You are awesome. You are probably the reason that someone is still alive. Good for you. And shout out to my friends and family who are willing to either hang out distanced outside or genuinely willing to quarantine so that we can hug. That's a special thing to have during this time. So, yeah, really grateful for that. And I have found living in a studio apartment in Brooklyn sometimes that isolation is one of the worst things for my brain. I feel like I'm just deteriorating. It's wild. That said, though, even with all of that, my anxiety has gotten so much better. I want to actually talk about this because when I first started getting treatment for anxiety, I thought that the whole notion of like learning to live with it was that I would have to learn to live with it being this bad always. And no, like you do have to learn to live with it, but there will be times in your life where that will be a lot easier. Like it'll just get easier and better. And I didn't really know that at the time, it was a delightful surprise. So yeah, keep at therapy and self-care and all that good stuff, because it works and it does make your life measurably better. I would say my main struggle right now, though, is ARFID and my severe food allergies, the two of them in combination. The pandemic really delayed my ability to receive treatment for those things, and I'm starting all of that back up again at the end of March. So there's forward movement, but it just makes life really frustrating. I just want to be able to function socially somewhat normally around food. That is such a goal of mine for 2021. Could be a longer process than that, but I'm really committed to making that aspect of my life better this year. So yeah, that's kind of the gist of where I'm at and what's been going on. I believe I have singles coming out every month until the prospective album release date that I cannot tell you. I hope that this is the year of new music and new stories for me, because I'm really getting back in touch with how I want to communicate with you all and the stories that I want to tell you, the ones that are super important and the most honest to me. So that's the vibe. If you have any suggestions for videos that you would like to see, please do comment them down below. I would really appreciate it. And I will see y'all back next week. Yes, I promise, with a new video that I'm really excited about. See y'all soon. Bye. Mwah. Stay safe.